I'm very happy to welcome to America House Sister Joyce Rupp. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you for having me. It's a delight to be here and just so grateful we can have some time together.
Me too. We're going to talk about your wonderful book, Fly While You Still Have Wings, which I read and loved. But before that, I want to surprise you a little bit by talking about an earlier book that you did, which I just love, called Fragments of Your Ancient Name. And when I was on retreat this summer, my retreat director gave me this passage, which I'd like to read to you and then ask you a question about. And it's called Beckoner. You tap at the window of my heart. You knock at the door of my busyness. You call out in my night dreams. You whisper in my haphazard prayer. You beckon, you invite, you entice, you woo, you holler. You insist, come into my waiting embrace. Rest your turmoil in my easy silence. Put aside your heavy bag of burdens. Accept the simple peace I offer you. Let me tell you, I found that so helpful in prayer, in kind of sort of welcoming God into my busy day at that point in my life. Where do you come up with these beautiful images of God? How did you construct this beautiful book, Fragments?
Yeah. You know, that book's a surprise to me. I wanted to write it for a long time. It took me about 15 years to gather all those 365 names. But when it came to writing it, I had in my head, I was going to write a little essay for each name. And after about a week of doing that, I noticed that, I did it after my meditation every day. And so it came out of my prayer. And I noticed that I was moving from an essay into the 10-line prayer. And I thought, well, of course, if I'm naming the divine, it's going to be a relationship, And so, but when I went back and I read the prayers after the book was all done, I thought, I don't even remember writing some of these. and it was very humbling because I thought, this is much bigger than I am. And that particular prayer, I've felt that way so many times because in both of our worlds, it's so hard to be intentional and attentional with everything that goes on for us. And I just believe, I've had that experience of sensing that, the divine's right here for me if I just turn and listen and pay attention. And so that's really how those prayers have come about. And every once in a while I go back, and I'll read them and I go, who got in there and wrote that?
The Spirit.
So, yeah,
the Spirit.
Definitely.
It's a beautiful book, and I've recommended it to so many people.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.